My boyfriend has been trying to get me to sell my bakery for a year. I just found out the real reason, and I think our relationship is over. I'm Clara. I own a small bakery called The Flower Pot. It was my mom's dream, and when she passed away 5 years ago, she left me a small inheritance. It was just enough to get the lease and the ovens. The last 5 years have been hard. They have been brutal. I work 80-hour weeks. I am covered in flour and burns. I am constantly in a state of mild panic about payroll. But it's mine. When a customer takes a bite of a croissant and closes their eyes, that's it for me. That's everything. My boyfriend is Ben. We've been together for 3 years. We live together. Ben is the opposite of me. He's a business consultant. He's all numbers, spreadsheets, and 5 year plans. He's stable. He's calm. He's the most logical, reliable person I have ever met. He was my rock. When we first got together, he was so supportive of the bakery. He called it my superpower. He would come in on weekends just to sit at the corner table with his laptop, guarding the register, as he called it. He'd brag about me to his friends. He was my biggest cheerleader. The first crack appeared about a year ago. I had a terrible month, just awful. My main fridge died. A new hire dropped 3 trays of wedding cakes. I was in the red. I was crying almost every night. Ben sat me down. He was so gentle. He said, "Clara, I love you. And I hate seeing you like this. I can't stand it. You're killing yourself." He had a laptop. He's always got a laptop. He had made a spreadsheet. He said, "I ran the numbers. I just want you to look. You haven't paid yourself in 6 months. Your food cost is too high. Your profit margin is, honey, it's just not there. You are working yourself to death for a hobby." I froze. A hobby. I told him, "It's not a hobby, Ben. It's my life. It's my mom's legacy. It's me." He was so quick to back down. He closed the laptop. He pulled me into a hug. He said, "You're right. I'm sorry. That was the wrong word. I'm a numbers guy. I just see the data. I don't see the heart. Forget I said anything. We'll figure it out. We will." And I believed him. I thought, wow, he's just trying to protect me. He's worried about our future. I felt a little guilty even. He was being practical and I was being emotional. I thought the problem was solved. He understood. A week later, he just had an idea. He said, my friend just sold his tech startup. He said the valuation was amazing. The market for small businesses is hot right now. You could probably sell the flower pot for a huge profit. We could take that money. We could buy a house. We could travel. You wouldn't have to wake up at 3 a.m. anymore." He was smiling. He was so excited by this idea. I told him, "Ben, I don't want to sell. I want to bake. I just had a bad month." His face fell. He just said, "Okay, just an idea." But it wasn't just an idea. It became a theme. Every time I was stressed, he would bring it up. "You seem so tired, babe. Maybe it's time to think about that exit strategy. I just paid our rent. Ugh, if we had the money from the bakery sale, we could have a mortgage that's half this." It was this constant, low-level pressure. It was like a dripping tap. I finally blew up at him. It was about 6 months ago. He made a comment about my expensive hobby, and I snapped. I told him he was unsupportive. I told him he didn't respect me. I asked him if he'd rather I was a consultant just like him. And he, once again, backed down. He was so apologetic. He brought me flowers. He said, "I am so sorry. I promise. I will never use that word again. I will never mention selling again. I love you. I love the bakery. I am 100% in your corner." And he was. For 6 months, he was perfect. He was old Ben. He'd help me carry flour sacks. He bragged to his colleagues again. He helped me set up a new payroll system. I thought, finally, he gets it. He sees me. I thought for the last time that we had solved it, that he had finally understood. I was so wrong. 2 weeks ago, Ben came home. He was pale. He told me that he had lost his job. His firm was doing restructuring. His whole department was cut. He was given a severance, but it wasn't much. I went into fix-it mode. I said, "It's okay. We're okay. The bakery is finally doing well. We're in the black. I can cover us. I can take care of you for once." I thought, I thought he'd be relieved. Instead, he looked at me with this anger. It was terrifying. He said, "You can cover us? For how long, Clara? A month? 2? Before the next oven breaks? Before your next bad month?" I was stunned. I said, "Ben, what are you talking about? I'm trying to help." And he exploded. He said, "I have been planning our entire lives. I have been the only one thinking logically. I have been saving. I have been setting us up for a future. And now I'm unemployed. And your fantasy is all we have. And it's not enough. It's a black hole." He grabbed his coat. He said, "I'm going for a drive." He came back hours later. He didn't apologize. Not this time. He sat on the edge of the bed. He said, "I cannot have this. I cannot live my life wondering if my partner is going to bankrupt us." And then he said it. "I need you to sell the bakery. I'm not asking, I'm telling you. We need the capital. We need a safety net. If you love me, if you are serious about our future, you will sell it. I've already reached out to a commercial broker. They're very interested. They think they can get a quick sale." I just stared at him. A broker. He had gone behind my back. I told him to get out. He just shook his head. He said, "No, this is my home. You are being emotional. Think about it. Be logical. You have 1 week." He's been sleeping on the couch. He's been cold. He acts like I'm the one who has been unreasonable. He just sits at his laptop, applying for jobs, and doesn't look at me. So that brings me to tonight. I was at the bakery. I was packing. I was going to do it. I was going to call the broker because I love him, and I was scared. He had me convinced that I was the problem, that my dream was stupid and childish, that I was failing him. I was in the back office, cleaning out my mom's old desk. There's a loose floorboard under it. My mom used to hide our emergency cash there. I pulled it up. I don't know why. For a bit of nostalgia. There was no cash. But there was a small locked metal box. I'd never seen it before. The key was taped to the bottom. Inside, it was just papers. Old papers. It was a business agreement. A silent partner investment. It was a legal document. An investment of $50,000 into the flower pot, dated 6 years ago, before I even took over. The investor, the name on the agreement, was Ben's father. I didn't understand. Ben and I met 3 years ago. I kept digging. There were letters from my mom to Ben's dad. They were friendly. They were old family friends. They grew up together. Ben knew my mom. He came to her funeral. I'm sitting here and I'm trying to piece this together. I remember a boy, a quiet boy, at my mom's funeral. I was a wreck. I barely noticed him. He was standing in the back. He just looked sad. It was Ben. I pulled out my phone. I went to his social media, all the way back past the 3 years I've known him. And there it was, a picture from 7 years ago. It was him and his dad and my mom. They were all at a barbecue, smiling. My mom